Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are live. I was going to put a video together on Ethereum, but I thought why not just do it live and chat with you guys. I know you always got questions and comments and things you want to bring up. So here we are live. You guys are looking good in the stream. You're liking up the video. You're subscribing to the channel. We hit 127,000 overnight. So getting close to that 130. Hopefully we get to the 150 very soon, maybe next month. Here we are. 3,400. I'm looking at it around 3,412 at the moment. We have gone somewhat parabolic in the last day and a half, crushing through 3,000 and then nearly hitting our second target of 3,500. You know, we've been looking at these for a long time based on fibs, Fibonacci extensions, Fibonacci retracements, Fibonacci numbers. It's hit the target. We got to that 3,000. It pulled up for that moment, and then we took off. Almost got to the 3,500 the next day. So that's looking pretty cool. How are you guys been? Where are you watching in from? What are you looking at next? That's what I want to go through in today's video. Obviously, we're going to look at Ethereum, probably chill out on the Ethereum chart for a little bit, look at the ETH BTC pair, look at some other cryptos which look like they are consolidating and maybe some good places for trades. At this point, I'm just running the ride of Ethereum. I'm not like trying to get out anytime soon, but as things heat up and everyone is just talking about Ethereum on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, you got to start to ask yourself that question that Michael's asked: too late to buy ETH? I think this question comes up all the time. Is there ever a time when someone doesn't ask, is it too late to buy something? What were you buying 2 months ago? You know, we've been talking about ETH a lot, and you would have seen by now the amount of people online who have, or anywhere really, just dumping ETH, saying they want to buy a Cardano or some other crap coin out there, and now look at ETH. Yes, the gains may not have been as big, but it's more about having a safe cryptocurrency. And out of a safe crypto, I mean, from 2,000 to 3,500, that only took a couple of weeks, 60-something%. Like you don't get that anywhere else. So this is pretty cool. All right, so I see your comments here. You guys are looking at different coins you want to mention. CRO is a big one. We'll look at CRO as well. I'll put that down. Notes, CRO. Done. We'll look at that. Bought ETH at 700. What price did you guys buy ETH at? US dollars only. US dollars. We're not looking at Aussie dollars here. This is an international markets. What are you buying? BNB. He's sponsored by CRO. I am, but I use the product as well. Is there anything wrong with being sponsored by someone? I mean, I don't even know if you're saying that that's a problem, but I think it's, if I like a business, I'm going to use them and I get sponsored for it. Why the hell not? Omi, 1,200, 1,900. Chris, $10. Go look for Chris's bags on Etherscan. See what he's got. 22.68. Sol, I think we'll have a look at Sol. I want to put a video together. I've been saying that for days, and I know there's another video out there from Coin Bureau. He's got a lot of good detail in there, so I think I'm going to swing the video towards more technical analysis based, and then of course have some details about Solana in there as well. But the technicals, I want to touch on that because obviously we can compare it to the Bitcoin chart, the Ethereum chart, the USD chart, and just see whether it's too late to buy. That was for Sol. ADA, we've got that coming up as well. Cool. Serum, yep, another one of those Sol projects. Brisbane, 1,500. Long term, yeah. So if you guys aren't following my Instagram, go and follow that. There's a link to that in the description. I post my super fund, so my retirement fund portfolio on Instagram. Maybe I haven't put it up today, but once I get off the stream, do a few things, I'll go over there and do that. Plus, I've been answering your questions over there. There's been a ton of questions. So Instagram is your Q&A. And yeah, you guys have been asking great questions. I'll be getting back to you. 5 minutes in, I was just seeing we got some more people online. Only about 300 this morning. Where is everyone? What's going on? All right, let's have a look. AVAX. I like that. That's going to be on as well. I definitely see AVAX coming. Can ETH hit 5K? I think it can. You're weighing that up. You're thinking, now I'm at 3,300 US dollars. Is it going to hit 5K? Is that good enough for me? Cool. All right, let's go across. So we've got all the bits and pieces out of the way from the beginning. Your likes, your subscribes, your Instagram, Twitter. We've been going nuts over there. And now let's have a look at the chart. Here is my chart. All right, I can see your comments on the side here while I'm looking at the charts. So 2000 was the level. That was like the last major dump. Big volume, came in on exactly on our support. Well, basically it was resistance prior. So just up here we're looking to $2,041. It dumped on that day of the 20th at 2,040 bucks. Looking good. And then we had another dump a few days prior at 2,000. So dead on 2,000 has been pretty strong support because the volume has been coming in. Every time it's dumped down, weekends have been getting out. The support has been coming in. So I don't see us heading back to 2,000 anytime soon. I'm not saying we can't get there, like get back to 2,000 during a bear market. I just don't know. We've got to see where the top comes in and then measure down, see what's going on there. Because then that brings in the idea about a super cycle. And I was chatting with George from Cryptos R Us about this on Telegram. I might have a message here. I'll have to get back to him. But I was asking, and I put it on Twitter as well as YouTube, what defines a super cycle? And I can't find anything that really talks about what defines an exact super cycle. The only thing I could find was we're not going to retrace as much as the last bull market. That's nonsense. Like, that's not a measurable variable, any sort of metric that you can apply to a market and then call it a super cycle. I will use super cycle because it sounds great. You got to admit, calling something a super cycle sounds pretty cool. But Bitcoin went down 86%. I think the overall markets may have done something like that 80 to 90% lost. And so if we don't do 80% down this time, or 85%, and we do 75%, do we consider that we have now gone through a super cycle and we had a 75% correction instead of an 85% correction? Like, I think it's just a bit of a gimmick and a good one for search engine optimization to title things. We can call them super cycles. So why the hell not? People love that. But most of you guys should be smarter than that. I say most because there are still people here that are looking for safe moon. All right, Ethereum, like we did yesterday, we just peaked out at 29.86 on a day and a half ago's bar, right at our 161% level. Then we took off yesterday. So this is the first time we've really seen strong, like solidly strong volume on a breakout. And this is the first day of it. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know we've been looking at 20-something, 24, 25, 23 week moves. And this is part of Ethereum's history. You can see it goes on these massive runs for pretty considerable amounts of time, and they're all very even. 26 weeks, 23 weeks of accumulation before a breakout, to about 25, 27 weeks. That is dead on 6 months. 6 months. Just a week or two longer than 6 months. 6 months. So obviously the idea here is we're looking at 3,500 target. Next targets we'll have a look at in a sec. Altcoin hunting, that's what we're going to look at in just a moment, but we want to get through Ethereum first. And then obviously, what about Bitcoin? If you haven't already, hit the like button on the stream. So do that. So the idea is to figure out how much longer do we have left in a move like this. Currently, as I measured from 2 days ago when we had Ethereum in the chart, I think even last night's video on altcoin picks by you guys on Twitter, I measured Ethereum's move from the low to this point to be about 63 days, so 9 weeks. 9 weeks into our 20-odd week, about 23 through to 28 weeks, that would show us at about August. I don't know if we're going to take that long from this move. That's why I look at maybe half the time, because we've just started to go straight up. Whereas these moves took quite some time, and then they went straight up. Then they took some time, then went straight up. Then they were corrected. What happened back here? We went up, sideways, up, and then a solid correction. What did we do previously? This was the 2019 run. It had some nice moves. It wasn't anything crazy except for this one period here where it went from about 180 up to 280. That was the strongest period in that. Whereas this was just nice stepping stones all the way up. In 2017 at the bull market, this is when it was really crazy time. So May, sideways, well, it went up from late April into early to mid-May, or basically early May. Then we went sideways. Put on log so you can see a bit more. No, back to this. Then we went sideways into mid-May for about a week or so. Yep, 2 weeks. And then we took off again. Little correction, took off. Little correction, took off. Little correction, took off. Maybe we're in this sort of period now because we have seen a big run up from the low. All right, let's measure that. So this is what I'm doing here. 100 bars. What's that? 7 into that, 12, 13. What is that? 14? About 14 weeks, I think. So we got about that, and then we went sideways. Then we're up again, then sideways. So this looks very similar to what we're seeing now on Ethereum, this section. Now, maybe we're in this section here. That could be us now. So if we get a strong pullback after a few days up, it wouldn't be surprising. Move that bar out. So we had one, look at this strong day as it pushed out of the resistance. Big volume, one correction. Maybe today's the correction day just to test. Look at that. It looks very similar to now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days up, 2 days down, solid days down. All right, what do we got here? Wow, 46% correction. So Ethereum could punch up to 4 grand, 5 grand, maybe a 3.5 grand is the top. And if we saw a 46% correction, that wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Then this is the top of this run. This is a stupid bar here, so forget that. That's just bad data from Coinbase. And then we tank. At this period during 2017, it kind of felt like everything else was dead and the whole show was Bitcoin. So that was from June through to July. Then we took off again, and then we had a false start. Massive volume came in to buy up the low at $200, which was well above the highs that were first set. So this is the first run out. This is what I think. This is the area that I think we're in now. It's just a suggestion. Let's highlight that. And then potentially we still have that to run. So if we're into our 6 months up from the low, we're at about 9 and a bit weeks into it already. If we do happen to go the 6 months, that's 26 weeks. It's quite a long time from where we are now. From the breakout to the top was only another 25 days. So it was only another month. What I've noticed when it comes to market breakouts, so it had a longer accumulation period than what we've just seen from the low, just a couple of months back. What I've seen from these breakout periods is that once they do break out, there's not that much time left in them. So I'm going to measure it from this day here, the 19th of May 2017, because that's the volume that broke us out. That's the reason for that. That's how I continue. That's how you can measure them and use the rules and apply them over the next part of the market. To that peak was 24. So 24, 25 days, somewhere around that 4-week period or just short of it. And then we corrected and we were down for about, almost 6 months again before the next breakout. And you can see here the breakout happened on this day here, 23rd of November. So nearly 6 months, basically nearly 6 months. And you had to endure, how big is this correction? You had to endure a 70% correction. Then from the 70% correction, 200% up, which was amazing. If you bought this low, lots of volume here. So you can tell that this was the major low. You had a spike low into the top The next down move was about 48%. So 48% off that drop and then a sideways. Basically, it's not going to, I don't think it's going to repeat like this, obviously, but I'm just looking for measures of how far the market could drop if, if we get this blow off top in the next, we're a few days in. So call it in the next, say, 3 or 4 weeks. That's what I think. If we happen to go down one of these paths, not just based on this one alone, but when things go crazy, measure this, they don't last that long. So there's the increased volume. I'd say this is the breakout day. So measure it from the day before to count 1 and then to that peak. That's only 12 days to that peak. Now, if we count it from, this is the breakout here. So from this day to the peak, 33 days to the previous peak, which you were happy to get. I would be happy to get out on there. I don't need to capture that last few dollars. But if it was this day, 30 days. So we've seen this move here, which was 24 days and a 30 days. That's why I think there's, at max is about a month. That's why I've said about 4 weeks. At worst case, maybe you only get 2 weeks. At best case, probably 5 weeks. So we've just seen the breakout day yesterday. This is important stuff. Keep note of those time frames, because when you get into this end stage, you think it's going to go on forever. If you've got a measure of how long these breakouts last for, then you can start to plan. All right, I'm seeing a bit of a correction. We're about 20 days in. This might be a good time to at least take some profits, because you don't want to follow this thing all the way down. Correction in a bull market. So this is the bear trap. Bull trap? Are you getting trapped by a bull? No, you're getting trapped in a bear market. Anyway, you get the point. I always get those two mixed up because I think they could be either meaning. But this is a trap. You're buying at the low and you think this is going to go for another massive run. It doesn't, because obviously we're down for a long time. This is 35 days here. So these moves, go back and measure them on the markets that you're following, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, ADA, whatever, and just have an idea of how long these moves take. Because we know now, we think Ethereum is going up and up and up and up. And you watch all of the videos come out today, you watch all of the tweets come out. It's going to be Ethereum to 10,000 by the end of the month, Ethereum to 20,000 by the end of the year, Ethereum to 100,000, all that sort of shit, right? But there's a limited time now on how long these peaks will run for, because there's only so much energy in people. That's really what it comes down to. How much energy do humans have in order to make this thing run? You can bet your bottom dollar it's not going to be more than 2 months. We haven't seen it run in those extreme periods, all right? Extreme. So that's ETH. I'm going to measure this. See, we won't know until after the fact. It could be, where's some high volume, right? Right, it could be maybe one of these days. So if it is one of these days, then the time is very much limited, right? So I'm going to measure it from here because see there's a volume, increased volume on the break above all these high levels. So I'm going to measure it from the day before to count that day. That means we would be sitting at 22 days now. So maybe there's only 2 weeks left. Maybe there's only 1 week left of this running. We won't know till after the fact. That's why we continue to follow the swings as well. This is how I trade. You don't have to do what I do. You can believe that this thing is going to run forever. You can believe whatever the hell it is you want to believe. But I like to have some rules set to my plan so I know what to do next. What comes next? That's what I've got in the title. What happens next? This is how I set the plan up so that I feel prepared for what potentially will come next. I'm not disillusioned to think that this is only the start of the bull market. This is getting very late into the bull market. And when these things happen, then maybe we've got a few weeks left. Like I've said that, I've repeated it a few times. If this is the area here, then we've only got 1 to 2 weeks left of this peak. I'm not saying this is the end of the bull market. I'm just saying that there could be the first run. Remember 2017, we had 2 runs, massive run, then a massive correction. That was a 70% correction. Maybe we don't get 70%. Maybe we get 60%. Doesn't matter. Point is, there's a massive correction, and that's how you measure the bottoms to the tops. Then there was almost 6 months of sideways. I am 100% sure most people will leave in that period. If we happen to get one of these areas again, we've just run up a hell of a lot. We get this peak, then we get a massive correction, 70%. People lose 70% of what they hold. Most people will be gone by that stage. They will get pissed. They'll be upset because they haven't done any research. They're just throwing money around, right? Then you get 6 months wind up, and then we take off again. They'll all be back come the breakout. Oh, new all-time highs on ETH, and it's breaking out. Then at that stage, there's still only, what do we just measure? I promise I'm going to come across, I'm going to look at the comments, and we're going to go through some other charts. But this is important to note as well, especially as we're just breaking out. To this peak, 50 days from that breakout to the top, 50 days. So not even 2 months. But then you had this sideways period again. A couple of days breakout brings all the people in. This is what happens. This is exciting. Breakout, new all-time highs. Everyone comes. They all start buying. Right, dump on them. They get pissed. Keeps dumping on them, but the smart money's still buying. Then you get the next breakout. They all come back. They all come back here. Where's the top? There's the top. All right, they come back here because obviously you can see this here. Look at the trading volume on that. Here they're back. Then to the peak, they've got 30 days left. Or this peak here, they've got 29 days left. Call it a month. They've only got a month left. All right. So I've covered ETH. We'll come back to it in the chart, in the stream. I've been going for a little while now. Let's have a look at Bitcoin after this. All right. Before I move to Bitcoin, one last thing. The point is, where do we measure this from? That is what I still find as being undecided because we don't have the data for the coming weeks. So I have to pick some points here. That's why I've got this 1 point, and I'm going to measure that out to that sort of 6 months area, but I don't know if it's going to last that long. That's why I've got the next point of the breakout with some volume being around this stage here in mid-April, or potentially yesterday's bar. That's as far as I'm going to take that. So they're the measure points, and we'll work on it from that point. I lie. We have to look at Ethereum Bitcoin value. Check that out. We just hit 6%. 6% of Bitcoin's value. I'm going to have a look at the coin market caps. So ETH is at 390 billion. I don't have that on the screen there, but Bitcoin's at 1,060 billion or 58 billion. So in terms of a percentage, Bitcoin is now down to 46% dominance, and ETH is at 17% dominance. As a figure, 1058 divided by 390. No, other way around. I always do that. 390 divided by 1058, which is ETH divided by Bitcoin. ETH is at now nearly 37% of Bitcoin's value. Okay, ETH BTC, it has broken out. That's massive. That's cool. Let's go onto a weekly chart so we can see. It is finally doing it. So, like we've said, this has just been on the chart for a while. This is my next breakout target point, 64. Well, basically 6.4%, 6.5%. Then we've got 200% level, which is 7.6%. Should we happen to go that far, then we're going to get close to 10%. These two are around 9.5 to 10.5%. That's looking good. I don't think we're going to get there on this leg. We'll probably get somewhere up, maybe hit our first target. Let me move this just in case it's not the exact one. So we've hit that. Yeah, so 6.5 still lines up with both targets if we're using this high or this high. Yeah, so that's all right. Potentially 6.5 might be the peak of it. And if Bitcoin stays around 58 grand or 57 grand, I'm going to use 58 multiplied by 6.5%, 0.065. That only gives us, is that it? A $3,800 ETH. All right, so if Bitcoin stays around the same price of 58K, then we could get to a $3,800 ETH and hit our 200% target. Or from this point, our 161% target is around 6.5%. I could see that happening. There's not really too much support and resistance over this side. There's just a couple of price cluster areas that I'm looking at. So I don't expect that to be super strong in either direction. It's just a target I have in mind because of the previous price action. All right, let's have a look at Bitcoin, and then we'll get into some of your comments. Bitcoin dominance. We're looking at it on CoinMarketCap being around 46%, but on calculated by TradingView, we're at 47.7. Seeing a low of, where are we at? 47.2%. So I'm on a weekly chart just to clear up the noise. Remember, the next target is down around 42. I don't think anyone really disagreed with Bitcoin's dominance being lost. And so these were the targets on the way down. Obviously, our first one, this is our double top, and how to play that, how to use the Fibonacci across the double top, this tool here. Trend-based fib extension. Where's this measured from? From the low there. Yeah, so that gives us the 200% at around 42%. So we're not far off that now. We're at 48. So we've crushed through the 161% on our way down to 42. Bitcoin USD, 56K. Guys, I posted this on YouTube, the whole video. People, I guess there was some amateurs. I don't know. When people see a video talking about some bearish signs, they get all triggered and they just lose their shit and say they call people fudders. I'm like, you guys have zero idea. I think this is the first time you've ever been in a market. You've got no idea what the hell you're talking about. So usually when you see some comments like that, just, I would say, understand that they're pretty much newbies to the space. Anyone calling out FUD when you're literally just looking at the data and making some, you're looking at probabilities of what's bullish and what's bearish and having an idea of your roadmap, and then someone calls it FUD, they're basically amateurs. We all had to start from somewhere. I'm not having a go, but when people like get triggered on that, get lost. Look at this. Look at this taking off. Bitcoin 55. Let's see it come down just so I can be right. That's the only reason here. And once I say that, the market should go the other way, because you've got to be proved wrong. It's not about your ego here. 50. Whoa. Okay. Breaking down. 1 hour chart just to see a bit more action. Look, how about some candles so you got a bit of action? Look at those red dildos coming down. Broke the low, broke the next low, broke these lows. Are we going to find support here at 55.5? Potentially. That was the old high area. 55. That would be cool to see it on the live stream. Just break down completely and bust through. See, I've got here first signs of weakness around 54K. 54 is this little swing low here. This is that's a swing as well, but this is a major swing here before we took off on strong volume on an hourly chart. So it's a micro view. That's another thing as well that I look at. I see you guys. Denial gets you wrecked. I haven't talked to you guys in a little while. Sorry. Let's have a quick look. Sorry. Denials gets you wrecked. That's for sure. I like all the ha-ha-has, lols. Be careful of FOMO. That's for sure. Do you see all the people talking about ETH, like wanting to get in now and how it's, is now too late? It's like, where were you weeks ago or months ago or 2019? It's not like the information wasn't out there, but is this the first time you're seeing it? I totally get that. So careful of FOMO. All right, so this was the thing that I posted up on YouTube, looking at these areas. We're just beginning to see a breakdown, as I said, 55.8. The reason being, as a small recap, this was the high of the bar before we broke down on that Sunday. When I put the video out about look out for this bearish signal on Bitcoin, and that was the 3-day down rule from a major top. You can't just use 3-day downs, 3 days down anywhere. It's from a major top. So those things don't happen all that often. And so it was 3 straight days down, and we just confirmed the 3rd day down at around, I think it was as this day broke here. It was a couple of hours, then we had those few hours up. Then we started to break down, and I think I got a video out somewhere here just in time, really, before it triggered that move there. And maybe people think I was the one that did that. I doubt it, right? It's $1 trillion market cap. There's not $1 trillion watching the channel. So we broke down. That was the 3rd day. So this is the point here. We want to get above that level, which was somewhere around that 60,400. So where's that? 60,400. So it was this hour here. The reason being is that is the day where the mood of the market changed. I think in Wyckoff theory, it's called something. It's like the sentiment of the market changed. So the direction was different. And so if we can get back above that point, the theory goes, well, the sentiment is back. It's flipped again. So this is down and we're still down. Everyone's going to be on and off throughout this period. This did look like a very good low. I was looking for around 46K to bring new money into Bitcoin. It only managed to get to 47. So that's fine. I'm not interested in it. I just went into Ethereum instead. So that was on the 26th of April. Now, if I just want to flex, what's Ethereum on the 26th of April? Oh yeah, somewhere around that 22. So that's, that was a bit of new money down there. Oh, look at ETH go. There you go. Just as we were talking, huh? Let's have a look at it on 5-minute chart. All right, so it just happened 5 minutes ago. We're on the stream while it is starting to get crushed. Reversal up, 5-minute chart. Everyone must be jumping offline to fix their positions or do something. So what are you guys doing now then? If you're seeing this tank, who's buying ETH or just watching the ride? Buying, selling. What are we down now? Going. 6% from the high of basically an hour and a half ago. Here it comes. ETH. All right, get back to BTC, but this is just interesting to watch. All right, back to Bitcoin. That's all going down because obviously Bitcoin's going down. And yeah, it's heading at 55. Where's the next level? Look at that. I don't want to say I told you so, but if I say I told you so, hopefully it reverses. How's that? Oh man, I was supposed to go and sell Zen. Damn it. Yeah, how about I just do a little bit of that now? Did it arrive? Sorry, things go off. Are you guys selling? Like there goes the signals. Bitcoin is coming back down. This is another shakeout. Here it is. All right. So yeah, I don't know. That showed up. That was my alert on Zen. I was looking at selling Zen at around $120. It dropped to 115, so I had another alert, and then you just saw an alert there at around 109. Basically, I just click it there at around 110. So time to sell a little bit of Zen. And the reason why I'm doing this on some of the coins, which is what I've been talking about, is because some of them have run up a lot and others haven't. So this is just the nature of live streams, isn't it? Sell. When the market's call, the market's call. Boom. Okay. What did I do? 150. All right, good. All right, sorry guys, I'm back. This might just be a little shakeout to this point. We don't know yet, but the reason why I was looking at this is you see these waves. We're on a 4-hour chart. This is getting shorter and shorter. So there's the low. Come on. Low to the high. So that's the first run up. You could call it that little point before we had this little fake move up. And then measuring that to the next point, it barely got there. It barely got to 100% of that move. So it's a shorter move to the upside. Then we had another reaction and everyone's like, yep, this is going to be bullish. This is going up. This is going up. I was reading across all Twitter, everyone thinking it was going to be the next best thing. And then it got shorter and shorter. And I'm like, that doesn't look right, especially with this lowering volume. That's okay because it's going down, but this move just didn't have the same volume as these moves. This was a nice bar, so it was enough to sort of get us through the 50%, but it just didn't last above that 50% level. Some of the big names as well were talking about this. Look, it could still be up there, but all I think is going to happen is just probably bouncing around this region now. It's about testing these levels to see what's strongest. I see this level. That is one test at 51K. It needs to test 53K. So it's tested this level up here at 58. Couldn't make it. 58, couldn't make it. It tested 58 twice. That's why I got here. Key level for bullish momentum, 60,000. Not just the break of 56, not the break of 58, but that level there. This is just from Wyckoff theory that I've learned. Wyckoff theory. If you want to, research it and learn for yourself so you're not freaking out in these moments. All right, so it failed on these up moves. Now it's failed at that 56.5, and potentially we're going to come back. We are testing 55 now. Should that not hold, because these are the old highs here, then we're looking to test this level of 52.5, 53. That doesn't hold. Next level down is 51-ish, probably a little lower. And then all hell breaks loose, and we go back to test these levels in the 40s. So it's just testing levels. Once it reaches those, if you can see a formation of something getting solid again, like you're seeing a consolidation on those tested levels, then it's forming a base on those tested levels. That's a good sign. But right now, it's failed on the tests on the way up. So now we have to come back down and test the next price ranges. That's as simple as it is. Is there value at 50, the current low, at 54.5? No value. We keep going down until we find where the most value is. That's all that the market is. It's not the news. It's none of that BS. It's literally just testing these price levels, because honestly, a piece of news can't tell you if the price should be 54,000 or 52,000 or 50,500. It doesn't mean anything. The news or the fundamentals of the project, just look at it long term. It's like, how strong is this long term and how much does it have in it? This is just testing things on an intraday basis, which is mostly all technical here. So we're at 55. Come back to your questions. Thoughts on. We're back to thoughts on, are we? Thank you for all of your comments, questions. Ethan says it's a good fire sale. Cardano doing its stable coin moves. Hit the like button. Thank you. I'll leave that up there. 150. It's a quiet morning. Maybe there must be, maybe someone else is on live. Maybe Ben Cohen's on live. Who knows? I'm not here to promote anyone else, but there's always certain things going on, isn't there? All right, super fast break. 9 a.m. here in Perth. What are your thoughts on ADA? Too busy buying. Yeah, everyone's sort of freaking out. You guys are in Florida. Doge crashing. Well, that's to be expected. Oh, you got home from a morning surf. Where did you surf? It was a bit too big for me. I'm still a beginner. People are busy this morning taking profits off a crazy weekend. Sure seems like it. I mean, we've only been going down for an hour and a half. I don't know if that's really a sale. This is the first thing that people say to make themselves feel better. I'm not saying you, but in general, it's a sale. It's a sale. Let's get it. And how long does the sale last? Might be 15% off today. Maybe it's 30% off tomorrow. Just keep buying more. Maybe it's 50% off next week. I don't think that's going to be the case for Ethereum at this point. Only surf the internet. Solid channel, Jason. Thank you, Lewis. Indeed, I am. Marco, thank you. what's in Elio Trade's new video, he talks about us entering phase 2 on the path to an alt season. Maybe. I mean, I think it's going to take a little more than just an ETH run up, because as ETH runs up, I mean, look, possibly as ETH runs up, more money comes into the space, more people are aware of it. Then what happens? People want to go and make some more profits again. Remember, was ETH running up January, and then people sort of started flooding out into NFTs. So NFTs were obviously going off for time before that, but we're just talking generally here. And then after that, what do they do with the profits? They go and speculate on garbage like Safe Moon and all those other scam tokens, coins. I mean, I love Doge, but it does nothing. It's a fun gambling coin. Prime Minister, I don't know if I could hack the work and the low pay. What is 3K looking at it from 58K? 3 divided by 58, 5%. They're the same comments all the time. Just look at it in terms of a percentage. Yeah, I know Bitcoin's dropping now. We've just been looking at that for the last 15 minutes. I've been talking about it, looking at all the different levels. If you're just new here, fair enough. And it looks like someone's stream has ended and you've all flooded over here telling me that the market's going down. Jason over Scotty. I don't even know which side I would run for. They all just seem like garbage. I'm not like such a government fan. I think less government is better. Good stuff from Pakistan. Good morning. What do you think Ahmed should do? Should he sell his Ethereum? Should Ahmed sell his Ethereum? Yes or no? Should Marcos sell his Ethereum? Yes or no? Should Captus sell? Where are the non should I sell my crypto questions? Your watch has doubled in the last 10 minutes. No, they were at 400. Now they're at 600. So it's 50% up, not double. No, don't sell. Everyone's saying don't sell. There's your answer. Sell some. Someone said sell some. Sell to me. I mean, you just have to go on the markets. Thank you for the super stickers. Sorry, I missed them before. Sold. Yes, he should. Yes, I do have thoughts on AVAX. Jason, is this a flash crash right now with BTC? Apparently, I was the one that put in all the FUD on Bitcoin, and I can move the Bitcoin market. So let's call it a flash crash induced by Jason Pizzino's YouTube channel. I bet you there are some people that think that's what it is. Wild. Yeah, so currently on Bitcoin, we're under the 50% level. That's usually not a good sign. Yeah, it's my fault. The flash crash is my fault. The rock. Tell them all to sell, then you might be able to pick up a cheaper Ethereum. Do you know of any good Aussie projects you like? I don't. Anyone know of any good Aussie projects? I saw one come up yesterday when I was doing Twitter and I had your requests and someone said Arse. Was it Arse? It was, maybe it was SATA. I don't know. I need to look into more of these things, but I'm into the soul space at the moment. What do you mean, Barry? What company are you using for yourself? What do you mean what company? I look after, it's a self-managed, which means I self-manage it. That's the meaning of self-managed super fund. Could have been me, I know. Cryptos are us. George. We're all George. Put that in the stream. I bet this dump put a dampener on your stream. No, it's actually been all right. Because I was the one calling for a little bit of a pullback on Bitcoin, potentially. We haven't seen that much of it, so I'm not going to get too excited. I'm literally looking at two levels. Key level of 60,500 and first signs of weakness below 54 54,000. So far, we've hit 54,600. Let's see if we can get a further pullback and some deeper corrections. ETH is only at 32.88. So this is what happens is the emotions run so high that people panic either way. It's gone up so quick, FOMO'd in. Now it can correct really quick, FUD out, flips back, you get back in. Whereas when the market is nice and quiet, not doing anything, going sideways like Cardano at the moment, people don't really want to know too much about it because there's nothing going on. Everyone wants to be on a ride, on a journey when it comes to crypto. They got to feel some emotions. Only the strong survive. What percentage BTC ETH do you think is best? We are all George. Yes. What percentage? Well, if you look at my super fund portfolio, I have about what was around 50-50 BETH to ETC. And I put my super fund portfolio on my Instagram. So there's a link to my Instagram in the description down below. You can follow me there. You can ask Q&As. I answer your questions on Instagram. So I've got Q&As up there all day. Twitter, go follow that as well. Talk a lot about crypto news, polls, talking to you guys over there. So for some, sideways is boring. Yeah, sideways is boring. It's really, look, it's so simple. Every time I look back at the chart, it's just buy when it's quiet, buy when there's nothing going on, buy when it's down, not getting tanked, but just when it's gone quiet. You just buy. Strong project. That's it. Just buy. All right. Then the market starts going up and you just ride it. You just have a good time. Then when things get really crazy, when you get a ton of questions like this saying, should I buy now? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Should I buy? Should I buy? Then you start to think, all right, maybe this ride is nearly over. And then maybe you take some of your profits off the table there just to cover your initial investment because you want to stay on the ride just in case the ride still has 50% left to go. And then you just stay on the ride until it flips. And then because you've been in the market so long, you start to get a feel for, I don't think there are enough people coming back to support this ride anymore. And then you start to sell out and then that's it. You just rinse and repeat. It sounds so simple, but the problem, which I've seen myself go through so many times, and obviously so many times with everyone else, is patience. No one has patience. That's just, I guess, humanity as well, right? That is my simple approach. I don't really, I will maybe, but for the majority of people, because the odds are not stacked in our favor, it's so much easier to play that game and have the patience, have time, go and do something that you love. Because if you want to try and do it fast, the odds get stacked way out of your favor. And it's not saying you can't do it. It's just the odds aren't in your favor or our favor to do it in a fast manner, like day trading or doing it. Well, basically that's leverage trading as well. If you're going to be doing day trading, you're probably on some sort of leverage. Why are we nervous? Who's nervous? I thought you said smart milk. I'm like, yeah, I don't mind some smart milk. Rebels, not George. Just calm down and hodl. RFox is Aussie. Oh, yeah, I've got a bit of RFox. I'm newish. Pullback is good, yeah? Potentially. A pullback is good in a bull market. A pullback is called a, it's not really a correction. In a bear market, you're screwed. But I think we're still in a long-term bull. Diane, you're welcome. All right. Thank you for the correction there. Yes. Okay, Nick, I get your point. Thank you. I see you comment twice. Struggling. All right. I think this is a good time to switch back over to have a look at altcoin hunting because you guys have mentioned a few. I've got a few here that I want to have a look at. We've been going for about 50 minutes. Let's buckle in again. 900 people on the stream. Where are your likes? How dare you? Get down there and like. Is this the real Cryptos Are Us? I love to buy high and sell low. What do you think about that? I think it's a fantastic idea. Gavin. What, you're not enjoying my banter here? All right, share screen, Chrome. Here we go. All right, correction. Where have we got for Bitcoin? Bitcoin still 55.5, 4-hour chart. Low still 54,600. All right, so we've found a little bit of a base for a period of time. Maybe I've spoken too soon. I'm going to put an alert at 54,460, which is that below that? 54,650. 54. Yep. Okay, let's do this. 4,500. 54,600. Okay, we'll get an alert if Bitcoin continues to fall lower than its current low. AVAX was on the list. AVAX, I think that is looking good for an accumulation zone. And we've had a nice correction. How much has it fallen? Only 6%. So 6% discount at the moment. Maybe you get more. Maybe you get it to 28. Big volume. Push. Yeah, okay. Massive volume on the 4-hour bar that pushed to new intermediate or new highs, recent highs, local highs, and now it's corrected. So it's got some volume here. This could hold up here, or it could probably fall back and test these levels again. That's probably what I think may happen. But overall, AVAX is looking like a reasonable setup in this zone. Crashed out of it. It's come back into the zone. Let's readjust our points. And a nice, easy way to do this is throw on the line tool. If you can't see the support and resistance, the line tool usually helps. So somewhere about there. What have I got? These lows. Yeah. All right. That's a little bit more tricky, I reckon. Somewhere around there. Out, then back in. That's what I like for Avalanche. It's looking all right. This is a consolidation period, and this is a period where I think someone just said it's not looking too healthy. Oh, no, that was what do you call it? GRT. Where did this come from? Cool. So I'll leave that there. I'll play around with that one later. But yeah, GRT. Let's have a look at that, because this will probably be in some sort of similar region like this. And then people freaking out when you got like 4% down, 10% up, 15% down. It's probably in an accumulation zone. What do you know? Right. So GRT is looking weaker than Avalanche. Yeah, we've got a lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high. We've hit 100% of that range, so I'm cool with that. Do we have any volume? We had no real volume here, but we had volume on the first drop. That's okay, because this means there's no more sellers left in the market, and the market swiftly reversed. So that's an okay sign. If we come back and test these lows here around $1.40, that's looking weak again, and I'll probably expect us to test somewhere between that $1.20 to $1.40. So those lows are at $1.46. Let's put it on a bar chart. Just have a look at where the highs and lows are. Let's get rid of this. Let's put it on a daily. Daily. Not looking as bad, but see, we had big volume on the top. You don't want to see high volume at tops, because that just means there's no more buyers to come in. Everyone got excited, bought up on that day, and the sellers came in and dumped on them because the market then reversed. And so it might only take a few more days for it to continue in sideways range before it moves again. But overall, that isn't the best sign. So that's GRT. Overall, this is like something that I want to keep buying, dollar cost averaging into. We've had another day down. Sweet, I'll buy a little bit more. Have we hit our low yet? You know, I'm looking in this purple range, pretty much around that $1.06. We did see a spike down, but there's just no volume compared to the moves out of there. That's why I think maybe a little bit longer, but it has been down for some time. So until we get a really strong reversal out, then it's just dollar cost average for me. GRT, BTC, still kind of weak. Just no real moves up. That's okay. If we can, if this happens to be our our move out of the lows, and then we have a little retracement, then we happen to rally again and break these highs, then that adds a sign of strength because we get higher lows. Let me get the drawing. So we had a top, potentially we'll get a higher low if we then move up again. On that break, that's where the sign of strength comes in. And you can start to see that on markets. That is a very good sign to see. So go back and have a look at markets when that happens. Look here, up, retrace, it bursts through, we're up. Cool. Consolidation, reaccumulation, take off. That's just the normal market pattern. All right, that was AVAX, that was on my list. AVA, oh, that was GRT as well. Where's AVA? Here, 490 bucks. We started to move out of our sideways range. That was looking good. Look at that. You know, we look at 50% all the time. Bounce on 50, bounce on 50, bounce on 50. Away we go. If this is just a quick correction, fantastic. Another little easy entry area. Should it move anywhere from 400 to 500 bucks? It's reaccumulation above the old resistance levels. Great. I like AVA. CRO, 18 cents. We had a solid move down. That was the other day, 23rd. And we're trying to come back from that now. So the highest it got was around 20 cents. And now we're back down to 18. Not as strong as the other markets because we've seen a double top here, but we have had some, we had the double top, hit a 150% target. Great. So I think that double top's over. We had the move out of the double top. We hit the 50% level. The next sign I want to see for strength, break of these highs here. That's what I want to see. So above 20 cents, looking solid again. CRO. That's what I'm waiting for. Then I just put an alert at 20 and a bit. So when I get that, I know CRO's back in the positive. We break down below these swings, then it gets a little bit more nervous. I'm not going to be buying there. Done. So CRO done. AVA is done. Solana, which I have to do a video on. Solana USD. This isn't looking too good. Yeah, I think we've sort of, don't want to say it just yet, but the sign of a big push up into highs and then one reversal. What's that high? It's only a few cents above. Day down, another day down. So if we get a third day down from this top that then breaks this swing, it's not looking too good for Solana. Not that it can't recover, but I don't know if it'll do it that quickly like it has done in the past. And so I'm going to put this in today's video that I'll do and just talk about timeframes, 4-day corrections, 5-day corrections, 4-day corrections, 4-day corrections, 6-day corrections. You can see these really good patterns here on Solana, and it just happens to do 26, 21 sevens. So I'll go into that in just a little bit more detail in another video, and then also talk about some of the fundamentals when it comes to Solana. But that just kind of is getting to the edge of its move. The only difference is if it happens to have one more big push up with Ethereum going nuts and Bitcoin going nuts and they all dance together at the same time, maybe this thing doubles to $100. And on a chart, that'll look amazing. Imagine that. Imagine that. That looks amazing. But in terms of a percentage, it's freaking nothing. It's 120, 150, or 100 to 120%. It's absolutely nothing. The people that even bought out of this breakout here are up 250% to this point. Imagine if they get to that point, they're at 700%, 650, 700. And that's only from this breakout after missing it from $1. So although it looks amazing on a chart, if this thing was to double and get to $90 or $100, just how big that move is, it doesn't really mean that much in terms of a percentage. And to not be in a market just risk all of this downside move potentially, I don't know for sure, but to risk that much is not the way I like to play the game. To make that, it looks like a lot. I think you're getting it, right? I'm repeating myself so many times. It looks like a lot, but it's only 100%, where you could lose. There's 30% to that high. The next high is 65%. Now, I don't think it's going to get that low, because that would then put Solana, what's the market cap? 12 billion, and then it would halve it at least. Solana's at 12.2 billion, so that'll put it back down to 6 billion. Not out of the question. A little more, actually, but you're sort of getting the point. It's just the risk reward just is not in the favor that I like. And because I'm already holding, I'm okay. If we happen to accumulate more at this level, great. That's what I want to see. Reaccumulation, consolidation, and then we start to move again. Sol ETH has been having a hard time, obviously, because of Ethereum just stealing the show and crushing everything. Days down. And Sol BTC, first down. Yeah, we've just seen a first lower swing top. So that's not a good sign. This is the swing top. Down, down, down. Had an up day, and now we're seeing some down days. So the tops are lower. Now, this is only on a daily chart as well, so keep that in mind. It's not the be-all and end-all. It's just the first sign. We need multiple signs for this to come together to say this is the end. But for now, we could just be reaccumulating at some lower levels after a massive... Look at the volume on that day. Everyone is buying it on the 25th of April. And the next day, what happened? It reversed. So I'm pretty sure there was a ton of YouTube channels doing Solana around this period, about a week and a bit ago. Everyone talking about it that day rather than earlier on after the breakout. And who knows, a ton of volume came in. And then the next day, it reversed. No one else is buying anymore. Solana, looking all right. And I like Serum and Radium, but I'll leave that for the other video because I'll come back to your questions now. Serum. Please have a look at DOT. Okay, let's have a look at DOT. You guys are going to start liking up the stream. Otherwise, we need to get some likes on here to push it out, push the content out. The YouTube algorithm, that's how it works. You asked for DOT. Like it up. Let's go for 500 likes. I hate when people ask as well. I know it's a bitch, but if you could just tap it, YouTube would really appreciate that, and so would I. Man, it's supposed to be winter here, and it's so hot. DOT. Solid volume on the low. Good volume on that low. This is a good sign. See, massive volume, down, down, and the volume dropped off as the market kept going. So the sellers were exhausted, and we had to have a bounce out of there. What we're trying to figure out now, and this goes for this is the same on Bitcoin, is it a dead cat bounce? That's what people want to know. So I think after we see some sort of correction, then the rally will show, is it a dead cat bounce? Was it a dead cat bounce? Or are we going to continue higher? I happen to not know, because the undecidedness comes when markets go into this sort of megaphone pattern. So they're the closes, there are more closes, there are the closes. So it's starting to widen. So volatility at the tops like that is not generally a great sign. It's a tough one. There's a lot of charts that aren't looking favorable. Only Ethereum is the one that's continuing to hold up, but now that's at all-time highs after one day of a blow-off top, really. And I'm not saying it's the final top, but when so many of these signals are saying it's not so good, we just have to wait and see. That's what I'm doing now. Which ones did I like? I liked the ones with A's. Ava is looking okay. I think the DeFis are looking okay. Avalanche, See, that's a bit stronger. We're seeing, we've had a correction, a major correction from the top to these lows, a good 63, 62% drop. Now we've seen some consolidation. We've seen some volume begin to come back in. We've seen some minor higher swing highs still yet to be confirmed, but it's looking a little better. So it's some of the DeFi, not all of it. And we were just looking at, where were we? DOT. So the bullish side to this is if we can retain this level, rectangle. All right. So I'm picking the top of this. This was the first all-time high before the market halted, and there's the low. So I'm stretching the box out over that area. I'm not including these because these were fakes. Like they attempted to break out and they just couldn't do it. So we still need more time in this range. That's the bullish case to me, that we have some consolidation between about probably say around $30 and $40. Obviously with a few wicks and spikes down lower and higher, but that seems to be the range for now. See that it's holding above the 50% level, so that's a good sign as well. So accumulation above the 50% level is a solid sign all around. Obviously the breakdown below 27, $26, it's not so good. And from where we are now, that point is about 25, 26% away. So that is DOT. Bought at the call. What call? I don't remember there being a call. Whose call was that? Geo. Geo's having a look at this. Down, 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 down. Geo was is a crypto that I am looking at, and I have some Geo. This thing is just heading down. There's no one buying it at the moment. Waiting on more good news. They have another token, Odin. So Odin has been going nuts. I don't know if I can find it anywhere. Not found in crypto. So I think Geo is the currency on the platform, and this is all around big data. And then Odin is the governance token. So Odin's been going up. From what I understand, Odin may have to start buying Geo to use on the platform. So that is obviously going to create demand. So Odin doing well should mean Geo will do well as well. And these cryptos are very small market caps. I liked it because it was around the data space. So these are the small market caps. Talked about altcoin hunting. Here we are. GeoDB, $15 million market cap. Odin Protocol, ODIN, still doesn't show up as a market cap here. It has a max supply of 91 million, 91.5 million multiplied by the current price of about 18 cents. It's a $16 million market cap. And it's gone from about 14 cents to 18 cents now. Let's have a look. What else was on my list? I got SMSF, Blockfolio, got a block. Oh, Matic. Matic was a big one. This may be accumulating up this at the highs, but after such, again, do you notice this? Massive volume, and we had another push up, but nothing really happened. So we could just be reaccumulating at these levels. Obviously, I don't know if it's obvious to you guys. If we start to get a breakdown from that 70, these are the lows here at 74 cents, and then the next low here on this massive volume day is at 67 cents. So obviously a break of that is looking very weak. You don't want to see that day that came in with all of the volume break down, because you'd probably think that a lot of the volume is now gone. Hannah Zen, finally got a live. I hope I didn't miss that much. We've been going an hour and 10. So if we get the likes up to 600, let's do another request. SMSFs you guys have asked for. There's a link to the SMSFs in the description down below. So that's self-managed super fund. If you guys want to set them up in Australia, There's also Blockfolio. I'll have to put a link down there if you want to track your trades. Blockfolio is what I use, and you see that on Instagram when I screenshot it and put it onto Instagram. Better late than never. Oh, where's Mario? Here. Thanks for the live stream. You're welcome. Come on, no. Really? No offense to you, Colin. ETC. Garbage. Come on. ETC was the original Ethereum, and then Ethereum forked to Ethereum, ETH. And ETC is still run, I believe, by Charles Hoskinson, who is obviously ADA, but I don't think it does anything. It's still there. It's highly... The main thing going on with ETC that I've seen is that it's just a very highly traded cryptocurrency because it is one of the legacy coins. It was around, 2014, 15, 16, something like that. It was the first Ethereum. So it's very highly traded, and that seems to be something that keeps it going. But ETH BTC kind of looks cool, right? Let me throw it on a weekly chart. It's dead against your Bitcoin value. I suspect this is what may happen to a lot of cryptocurrencies over the course of their lifetimes. When they first come out, they get these massive moves. And this could be with everything that comes out this year. AVAX, DOT. The ones that survive, I don't even think Cardano has gone past its all-time high yet. This is against Bitcoin value. So this was its low in 2017, rose to nearly 1% of Bitcoin, and now it barely holds whatever the hell that number is, 0.0007 of a Bitcoin. And I suspect this will happen to a lot of crypto projects. .BTC, well, this is old data because this is the old dot and this is the new dot. So I need to look at a different chart, but this has the most data. Dot's not a good example. One that didn't do it, which it surprised the hell out of me, was Dogecoin. Look at Doge. So it came out in 2014, maybe mid 2013. Yeah, late 2013. I never thought it would break this high again. Doge is way up here. Doge is probably one of the very few cryptocurrencies that has broken its Bitcoin all-time high. I'll say it again, Doge, even a better investment than Litecoin. Litecoin, absolute garbage. It'll probably take off at some point. This is what we've been watching. But look at it. This is what Doge looks like. Check that out. That's what Doge looks like. Except Doge now has this huge spike straight up. I don't think Litecoin has the same love that Doge has. No way. But that's exactly what Doge looks like. You just pump and dump this thing. And for a comparison, ETH BTC, ETH is one that may come back and test these highs. It's probably one of the another few projects that should get that far if it can flip Bitcoin's market cap because of how much is actually being built on Ethereum. So we're getting up there. We might even go, who the hell knows, right? This might just be a little scare today and we go on one of these massive spikes. How epic would that be? That would be pretty epic. Spike out of, maybe we're just at this point here. This is just 1-2 weeks and it goes into this parabolic destroy Bitcoin mode of 500% gains. I don't think we're going to get a 500% gain. Okay, let me just calm down a little bit. Maybe we're about 100% gain, 150% gain. So that would still be a parabolic spike. Now, obviously, we can have all different metrics and measures. We have them here. I've got them on my chart, but I'll just turn those off and let's just measure it for fun. That's the top. There's 45%. Next top, 80%. Next top, 110%. And the final peak for a millisecond, 150%. So even from this point, 150% will look ridiculously good, but it's not going to be that big of a return in terms of a percentage. All right, Engine BTC. Engine in 2019, it's peaked out at that too. So this is its Bitcoin value. I'm finding the projects that have been able to make it to their all-time highs. EOS, dead. This is its all-time high. I remember selling some back here. Had to been back there against Bitcoin value. How much Bitcoin value has EOS lost now? 95% of its Bitcoin value. People were buying it back here too, obviously. 95% of your Bitcoin value wiped out. EOS USD doesn't look so bad. Maybe we'll get back to $22. It'll get back there because Bitcoin continues to go up. Zcash was another one that just got annihilated against its Bitcoin value. I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? Zcash, look at that. Top to bottom, 93% loss on Bitcoin value. So what we've seen, ADA BTC. See, ADA's kind of similar. It might be accumulating here. Maybe we head up and try to hit this. That would be good. About just short of 100%. Yeah, 85, 80%. That'd be good. And then if we can get any higher to around the 6,000 level, there you go. That is going to ring in. That's the next part, about 120% because there's some support. And then the next one, about 180%. So this is against our Bitcoin value. At which time, I'll probably take some profits there. You guys know I was talking about selling ADA on this peak. People went nuts. Don't sell ADA. Okay. Enjoy your hodl with a stable coin. What else we got? Old cryptos. ICX BTC. Crushed. So all this is proving, to make it really simple if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I haven't looked at your comments in a second, in a few minutes, this just means it is better to hold Bitcoin. And that's all. 95% loss on your Bitcoin value. That's all people mean when they say just hold Bitcoin, because Bitcoin will outpace all of these in the long run. There's a few exceptions. Dogecoin surprised me. Ethereum, not surprising me. And that's about it. Link. We don't know for sure yet if Link will ever make it back to this high. Link has always been above its BTC value and just continue to climb. But this could be that point where Link doesn't make it. Maybe it only makes it back to these levels below where it dropped. There's still some room there, but it's still something that I probably wouldn't hold, knowing what I know about the Bitcoin chart, and it's safer just to hold the Bitcoin. And if people believe we're in a super cycle, which I might want to talk to George again about, then it is safer to hold Bitcoin because it won't drop as much as the rest of these, and you'll still retain your Bitcoin value. Let's have a look at the stream. Dogecoin is going to be top 3. Big words. All right. I think we got through everything we wanted to on the stream. We've got to get to 600 likes. Ethereum, we'll look at that again. Altcoin hunting. What about Bitcoin? So I've looked at Bitcoin. That's what's going on. We had a bit of a drop. Altcoin hunting, we searched through some altcoins. There was some that I liked there. I think the DeFi space is going to look all right. Layer 2 is looking all right. ZIL had its day. Let's take this off for a sec. ZIL was looking good. Doge, top 3 for a day. Was top 3, yeah. Taman is just relentless on Labs Group. James is asking for buy 5 finance. Sounds like some sort of Ponzi. Sorry to offend your cryptos that you're holding, especially after giving a $5 tip here. Tell me about buy 5 finance in the comments here. What do we got? TVK had a bounce out of that low of 30 cents and then got back to around 61 cents. Serum was one that I was liking. Let's go across to CoinMarketCap. get the stream up to 600 likes. Subscribe if you haven't already. I've mentioned that. There's also a free newsletter that you guys can subscribe to. There's just a link down below. Join the free newsletter. Every 2 weeks, you get one newsletter, maybe some more. But for the newsletter, it's one free every 2 weeks. And we go through cryptocurrencies and the financial markets to help explain what we're looking for here. And I work on the education side of the business, which is the Investor Accelerator. You can purchase a membership to that. Link to that is in the description down below as well. I work on that with my brother, who has been trading for 11 years. So he trades futures markets on leverage. And then we help people in the group, the Facebook group, which is part of the membership, to trade, to learn how to trade, to learn how to read the charts and then trade as well. And then the whole idea that I look for, which is I mentioned earlier on, is I just look for a long-term investment plan. That's all I want to do here, is just make it easy. Buy low, sell on the way up, sell a little bit on the way down. That's it. It's really simple, but it's the patience that people don't have. I've said it so many times. Yes. Sharing. I'll have a look at Serum in a sec. Just hopefully you just remember what I'm saying. I'm sure many other people say it as well. Stay throughout the bulls and the bears. You will absolutely kick yourself when the bear comes if you miss it again after missing the last one. And hopefully with us talking about that so much, we never see another bear. But I am pretty sure we will see another bear. It's just night follows day. You never get 100% of daylight. And even if you do, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, right near the Arctic, eventually you get a long time in the dark. And so if we get a very long time in the sun, we're going to get a very long time in the dark. That's why I'd rather have a bit more balance. But I don't move the markets. Maybe some people think I do. Serum, 566 million, 572 million, $11.45. We are on our way. I liked it at $6-7. Then we broke out and had another accumulation above the highs. So then I liked it again as a reaccumulation at $9. And now we're at $10 and $11. So we've talked about Serum quite a few times. And I talked about this back when it was, just a couple of weeks ago in April when we were sitting around $6 and $7. These aren't massive gains. It's not even 100% yet, but it's a good project, fully diluted. Right. This isn't correct. Well, I think it's correct that there's that much out, but they're not going to dump this part on the market. Dumping 10 billion coins on the market. I look after it for her. Should we look at Safe Moon? Are we looking at Safe Moon to laugh at it? Has it done a 700% return today? Shall we break down below the 0.000000 area? That doesn't look too good to me. Could be one of these things forming, right? And then we just shoot up to what? $1 trillion market cap? And everyone's safe again? Fun times. Let me get rid of this. I don't want to advertise that garbage any more than they already get it going. How do the founders do that sort of thing? Shout outs to AZ Mania, Jason Wright, Michael Pizzino, my brother. So these are the guys in the Investor Accelerator. Good on you. Cooking Dad. I don't know who the Cooking Dad is. One sec. You guys had another comment here that I was looking at. Is ADA garbage? Ha 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 ha. They just got adopted by a country. 5 years time, Cardano is going to be at the top of the pile of dog crap. What? Top of the pile? I mean, they got it adopted in the education of Ethiopia. You guys, like, people think I hate ADA. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to do reasonably well in the bull market. We're winding up again. You can see on the chart, because we're so stable, there's going to be good gains. I've said that every single time I talk about ADA. It's the development on ADA is far different to the partnerships and whatever else it is that they're doing. Everything is on Ethereum. Everything bridges to Ethereum or tries to bridge off Ethereum. No, there's no Ethereum that has to. Ethereum doesn't have to build a bridge to anyone else. They're all building bridges to Ethereum. Now, if you build bridges to a city, what do you think happens? Maybe all the people leave. Maybe they all leave. You know, it's possible, but I can't see that happening with ADA at the moment. I think Solana has a better chance. I think Polkadot has a better chance. I think ADA does have a chance. How's that? And I know it offends a lot of people because it's like I believe in ADA. Good, Hannah. We need some believers. It's not that I hate it either, because I've got a staking pool. I have to get that together, and I'll show you guys. I've said that for like 2 weeks. I'm going to do that when I get off the stream, but I've been on the stream for nearly an hour and a half. Thanks, Giovanni. You're the best online by far. The others know it. We all believe in ADA. ADA needs more smart contracts in its ecosystem. It's a long hold. Yeah, I hear. They don't even have smart contracts yet. Polygon, from what I have learned about it, very good project. It's had that hype, and it actually has use, and it's being used. You can make money on Polygon. You can stake and yield farm, and there's all stuff you can do with it. ADA is just too slow. As Jason has said on the course, let's avoid paralysis by analysis. That is what ADA has been doing all these years. Too much on the vision and perfection. Yeah, just that's the whole science thing. He's just so weighed down in the science. I'm not someone building a multi-billion-dollar company here, so I'm just some dude on the internet like everyone else is here. But yeah, look, it's just, you just focus so much on the science and getting peer-reviewed, this, that, and the other. I don't know. The thing I do like about ADA is their, what would you call it? Their staking governance. Is that the right words? Anyway, the way that it distributes the nodes. So if a node builds up too much, it starts to get disincentivized. So you have to keep breaking them up. Now, people are trying to find ways around that to to game the system, but I think they've done a pretty good job in trying to make sure people can't game the system as well. I think that is probably one of the biggest things on Cardano that I have learned that I really like the look of. I'll leave your comment up here. There's a big positive on Cardano. I think that's a great idea when it comes to the decentralization of ADA. Give it some likes. Best international stock exchange platform. I hear of Stake being used a lot. Stake for Aussies. I think Stake is international as well. Maybe Kiwis can use it too. Maybe people in the UK. I think it might be international, but definitely you can use it in Australia. Stake. Thank you very much for the love. 1,000 people online. We got 640 likes. We're doing well. We've gone through our Ethereum. Let's do one last check of Ethereum. ETH. Where are we at? Thank you very much for your support as well. We've hit 127,000 subscribers, going for that 130. ETH has cooled off a little from that high. We're still, what are we today? I'm on a weekly chart. Let's go to a daily. Let's get a bit more action. The top is in at 3,457, so 3,400 and $3,357. We're now at 3,305. I often hear that. If there's any Americans on the stream still, why do I hear all the US YouTubers, at least the personal finance ones, not necessarily the traders, you won't say and, you'll say 3,305 or 3,350, whereas we say 3,300 and. What is that about? Did I just say Kiwis and New Zealanders? Sorry. Trade to Link. Now, I'm not too sure on Link because look at it against its ETH value. It's breaking to new lows. Follow these charts. Follow them. Look at this low. It's broken down on reasonable. See, the volume's not that high just yet, but it's just been down since the top against Ethereum. Let's look at this. 74% down. You've been better off holding Ethereum since August of last year. You'd be way higher up. We invert the scale. We go from the bottom. Oh, it's going to be reversed, damn it. It's a lot anyway. And that just looks like it's going to continue. It just looks like ETH is going to continue to swallow up some big projects like Binance. Is it going to get Binance? Yeah, look at that. Bitcoin, Binance, Ethereum. Binance is even struggling against ETH. So Ethereum is starting to swallow up the big caps. So that's why I don't think we're too concerned with Ethereum at this point. It's got some more legs to run, and the bigger stuff is going to lose out. That's what we've been covering on pretty much every chart. You could see the bearishness in a lot of these. And when you check the charts against ETH, these are small caps anyway. No one really cares about these, but they've all dumped. Labs, you all want to see labs. They all look the same. Go look at one of these charts. It's just peaked, dump. IOTA continues to dump. GSwap. I'm just looking at the ETH ones I have here. Dumped. GeoETH we've looked at. .ETH. Dumped. Oh my God. Awful. That's why I didn't like ETH is my biggest holding by far. Look at that. If I'd sold everything else and put it into ETH, we'd be a lot better right now. But that's not the game. Look at that. 56% loss on ETH value from that top. But look at DOT on BTC, we're still okay. Because ETH has just been crushing Bitcoin. Here we go. And that is why I was looking at these last days. And like at the beginning of the stream, if you're only joining now, once we end, watch the beginning of the stream. And I'm looking at Ethereum in timeframes, looking at how long this could potentially run for. Simply looking at these areas here, especially on the USD chart as well. What has it done in the past? Just in these little bull market moves. Very important to be able to hold yourself together, because this is the time. This is the time to hold yourself together. ADA has the answer to lower fees. They all have the answer to lower fees. I'm not having a go. This is just like, you guys don't have the easier side. I've got the microphone, you've got to type. But they all lower fees. Solana lowers fees. Solana's fees are lower as well. So it's sort of like a race to the bottom when you think of it like that. It's like, who's going to have the lowest fees? Well, if they have lower fees, where are they making money on? And then on top of that, they haven't been stress tested like Ethereum has been stress tested. There's the amount of work that's on Ethereum is unrivaled compared to the other chains. And if they happen to get that far, you could probably see their fees go up as well. So they just don't have the same processes going on to push them to those levels, to push their fees up. Graph we did earlier in the stream. Link we've done earlier in the stream. I only say Uniswap V3 in 2 days. Yep, Uniswap's coming. Version 3. Robin, ADA fundamentals. George loves KuCoin. Good for George. Who are you talking to? Why would you not be bullish on ZIL still? I never said that. What are some of these comments? Is this trying to put words in your mouth all the time? Check my super chat. I have no idea where your super chat is. I'm sorry. What? Just mention it again. They all build bridges to Ethereum. Yeah. What's going on? Having a little correction. We're seeing that on the dollar values as well. No, I am not. That was about 2 years ago now. So I was vegan nearly 7 years, 2 years not vegan, ex-vegan. Dave, chill out. There's a timer on here on purpose, so you stop spamming the same thing. Tron is getting connected with all the blockchain. What does that mean? Love steak. Me too. I love my health too. Dirk, doesn't Cardano have the infrastructure to process 2 million transactions a second when mainnet launches as opposed to ETHs? I don't think they do, and it hasn't been tested yet. Mainnet launch and mainnet. When is that ever going to launch? I have to have a few more tests. Solana is at about 50 to 150,000 transactions now. Cardano's might be theoretically 2 million. Solana's theoretical is about 710,000 per second, which is the NASDAQ and Visa combined. It's the NASDAQ and something else combined, something else massive. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that one, but now we're here. Bill and Melinda Gates divorced, is going to buy BTC with all the money. I think they'll buy more farmland. That's what they're doing, buying farmland. 2.5 million, Jace, but that's in the future, and it's very, very unconfirmed. Yeah, that was my thoughts. Whereas Solana has 50 to 150,000 now, theoretically, potentially 710,000. People freaking out. That's why. Freaking out. Probably some technicals as well. There was some 58K levels on Bitcoin that weren't achieved, or they weren't able to break through, and that generally results in a correction. We've tested a few times on the way up. Ranges were getting smaller. It's bound to happen. What will it take for you to believe in Doge? What would it take for anyone to believe in Doge? What would it take? That's a good. What would it take? What am I believing in? I believe it's a. What don't you think I believe in? It's a cryptocurrency that continues to increase in its fiat dollar value. It has gone up against Bitcoin value. It has an inflation rate of 5.2 billion Doge per year. 5.2 billion. What's that on its current 130 billion? 5.2 divided by 130. It has an inflation of 4% per year, and that will just continue to decrease as the total supply increases. I don't think Mark Cuban really gives a toss about it. Mark Cuban couldn't give a toss. He's just playing around with it like Elon, and he sort of jumped on the bandwagon like Elon has. Mark Cuban's into the DeFi stuff. he knows a lot about, like, that's where he's come from, you know, the whole tech thing. Why are your charts gray? My charts are black. I have a black background. Businessman, correct. Maybe another day. Neo is like one of those old ones. Say Cardano. Neo's like one of those old ones like EOS, and they all just had their day, and they've all just been hammered. How do we get black backgrounds? You just change the settings. What happens now if Doge goes to number 3? What do you mean? What do you mean what happens? Do you guys think about your questions? Sorry, I'm like having a go at people. What is wrong with me? Maybe I need to go eat more. What do you mean if it goes to number 3? Is it okay to buy ETH now? Max. All right, I've been looking into the Atom token. From what I can find, despite everything being built on Cosmos, Atom token has relatively limited usage. That's what I thought too. And the low market cap was like 1 or 2 billion. So yeah, so I've got some Atom. I can stake Atom on Binance. And what is it, 15% or 30%? I think there is some good use for it. I just haven't seen it take off as much. And there was something that happened to it. Or I think its marketing just hasn't been very good. But overall, it's been pretty reasonable. My blood sugar's low. I had some orange juice earlier. Jeremy. Actually, that's a good point. I got 1,200 people online, 700 likes. Thank you very much. How old are you guys, if you don't mind mentioning it? It'll probably spam so quickly, most people won't be able to see it. But how old are you? Go for it, mate. You have a spit every now and then. Go surf. Yeah, I should go and do that shortly. I need to get a few more things done, and then I can go. 18, 35, 33, 17, 20, 30, 36, 46, 38, 21, 5. You're not 5. Get out. 31, 28. Nice ETH shirt. Thank you very much. So we're all sort of 54, 22, kind of that 18 to 40-ish, with a few in the 50s, a few in the mid-40s. Okay. Quite a vast audience, isn't it? 1 month old. Now my 6-month-old makes some loud noises. Serious? Almost 16. Good on you, getting into the cryptos. Like I owe you. I'm just having a bit of fun now. What's this say up here? Jose, any insights you can provide on nulls? Any insights? No. I don't know much about nulls, I'm sorry. I'll have a look at it on CoinMarketCap. See what's going on with nulls. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm very appreciative of it. You guys don't need to super chat. All I remember from nulls is it was around from 2017. It was one of those ones that peaked hard, and died out for the whole time, and has basically done nothing. It's gone from a few cents, 20 cents. What was the lows here? 2025, currently sitting at $1.15. I think if the cryptos haven't had a pump in this last 5 months, so we've been going since, say, December is when a lot of interest started to come. December, January, February, March, April, we're into our 6th month. If your cryptos haven't done that pump, like the new stuff, like ETH, Bitcoin, then I would have to say that it's probably not going to happen. They might go a little bit further, but I think there are better gains elsewhere. So these are the sort of like the old tokens, and it feels like Litecoin is definitely fitting into that position of just dying out. I think I talked about Litecoin with George that day as well. Uh-oh. Now we're getting into some controversial stuff. Someone asked, what's crypto? Thanks. 19. I am 35. My Subaru Lambo. No, I don't have any, sorry. Oh, come on. No, it's good. I turn it around so that it comes back to the front so that it keeps growing towards the light. But if you really must see me do it, here. Now you're watching me water my plants on a live stream. There. When I was 13, I was a super trader at 13. Now this, I don't mind cap locks for. All right, NFTs. Can we NFT our own names? I suppose so. Depends who wants to buy it. Now, this isn't a vegan, non-vegan stream, so we'll talk about it. Go to my Instagram. I'll do a Q&A today. You guys can ask over there. I think someone asked yesterday. So if they're still up, you can go and check my Instagram. Literally, someone asked yesterday. Maybe it's not still up. But anyway, go and check. I will put another Q&A up, and then I'll also put up my portfolio so you can watch that. Lots of mum and dad boomers. What age group is a boomer, though? Boomer age group. They're not boomers. Boomers are between 57 and 75 years old. So they're born between 1946 and 64. So if you're born like 65 and later, you're not a boomer. So 65 and later is like, and then it's sort of range. It's always a bit different with different countries, I guess. But what's that? 55 years old. So if you're over 55 or under 55, you're not a boomer. But I guess that's just like a bit of a term used for anyone that's older than you, right? Maybe. After this dump, do you feel we are head lower to retest the 52, 51, or will pump back from here? I'm waiting to see Bitcoin right now. Where are we at Bitcoin? 58.8. We've tested the 54 level. Day in. I think we're going to hold between these levels, probably around that 52 to about 58, 59 for a little longer, and then we'll probably make our move. Yeah, at the moment, that seems, if I had to make a decision on it right now, that's what I think will happen. Probably come and test that low from the 30th of April, which is at 52,400-ish. And yeah, from that point, probably just going to be range trading. I would like to see it retest that low at 47, but I don't move the market. I think CoinSpot. I'm pretty sure I got an email from CoinSpot that listed poker markets. I haven't. That's the first I really heard of it, and a lot of these tokens are starting to get a little bit scammy. I saw something about SolStarter because there's PokerStarter, Poker Foundry, Poker Markets, and then Sol's doing the same thing, and they're doing the same thing on Cardano. And I'm not like I have to do more digging into them. They're all sort of just coming out to be the first on this exchange or this platform doing X. Are you buying anything now or just going off your bags from Crypto Winter? No, I'll still buy some things, but it's the big bags have been put together, and then we just whatever comes in that I want to add, I can add those. But that's what I was talking about when it came to the pyramiding as well. I did that on Instagram yesterday. You want a pyramid that way. A lot of big money at the bottom, less money into the top. So if the market turns against you, you got the timing wrong, then you're not going to be out so much. Most people pyramid that way if I can get my elbows together. Let's do it with my hands. That's easier, right? They pyramid that way. They try out a little bit because they just want to test the market. Let me just test the market. I'll put a little bit more in later. So they put in a little bit, $100 here and there, but they've got maybe 10,000 on the sidelines. They've put in about 500 and seen it go to 1,000 or 1,500. Then they start going, oh, this actually works. Then they go in heavier at like $2,000, $5,000. And then all of a sudden they've got 10 grand in. The market's already shot up 200 or 300%. Market turns around. You've got 10 grand in near the top. It's only gone a little bit further, drops 20%. Now you're down 2 grand. So all of that profit you've made is just wiped out like that. And it's only a small correction. And they freak out, sell out. And from that selling point, the market then moves up again. And so it just becomes that cycle. That's how people always lose. If that's you and it sounds like that, hit in the comments. That's what you do. You know, like I'm sure that's what happens that goes on. Because everyone always wants to test something. It's always like, let me test it first. Let me test it. And it's okay to test something. It's okay to test, but just know that when the timing gets into that position where we're just at the top of the market or getting towards the top, we're in the middle of it, pyramiding that way will destroy you. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the subscribes. Massive. FOMO happens, but so does HODL. Yeah, definitely. Rune. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I haven't done that much on it. I've got a friend that's doing a lot of research into it. And from what he's finding and telling me about, it seems pretty decent. Pretty decent. And the use of it as well is quite good. What's your alternative? What don't you like about it? And what's its competitor and why? Yeah. I didn't panic sell, but I'm still stuck in the low profit cycle. James says, keep holding. If you can only invest 50 a month from now on, what would you guys invest in? I think a lot of people will probably say Cardano because it has a lot of potential and it's cheap, being that it's $1, but obviously look at the market caps. How much do you make being a YouTuber? Enough. Very fortunate amount, that's for sure. I saw another one saying, which YouTubers do I watch, but I can't find that one. Selling my bar for 2 Bitcoin. Get drunk if you got weak hands. Do you invest in anything besides crypto, like stock, property, precious metals? Not at the moment. I'm just following the cycle through. So at the moment, I see crypto as having the best returns. I also see property doing quite well. Land will probably do very well between now and the end of the cycle, 2026. Land is going to be crazy. If you see it go crazy, just remember you heard it here. But I'm learning that from other guys as well. Phil Anderson is the big one that I follow. Where am I pointing? The book there, The Secret Life of Real Estate and Banking. You can see it's a yellow book. Read that. Just read that and over again, and you'll start to get an understanding of the cycles. And so that's what I see now. So do I invest in anything? Not precious metals. I was tempted to, and then I was just talking to a friend. He's like, why would you do that? And I'm like, yeah, why do I need to do that right now when crypto is still going nuts? Like, I don't need to do that. And I can get a return on, I could buy something that is digital that mimics the price of silver and gold anyway. And people say, yeah, you got to have the physical thing. I don't know if I buy into that story that the world should be coming to an end in a few years' time. Let's see what happens after 2026, just how bloated the world gets. So that's my roadmap, my time horizon is going into 2026. That is different for the crypto market. So I don't think the crypto market is going to last until 2026. maybe this year, maybe next year. I think that's probably where we'll end up, and then we'll have a bear market. Maybe it'll be something like Bob Lucas's cycle theory, where this is going to be the peak. We have a quick retracement, and then we have another peak before a long extended bear market. We'll wait and see. But in terms of the others, stocks, no, because crypto's just better returns all around, and it just seems so much easier. Stock, and I have control of my crypto, whereas stocks, you have control of it, but at the end of the day, if the government want to do anything, change tax laws, change this, change that, they have control. And I don't like giving control, especially to the government. I get all the day-to-day things done, take care of the annoying people who are just always babbling on like I am here on YouTube, but the annoying problems of society, and have a few things running here and there. No, the taxes don't go towards roads, schools, hospitals, all that freaking garbage. It goes to a lot of like welfare, and yes, some of it does go to that, but it's not like that's all of where the taxes go. It goes to red tape, it goes to licenses. It's just nonsense. But my rant is going to a point. I don't trust them looking after the finances, especially when we're in this situation and they print more and more money. Why am I trusting them with more of my money? My money is my time. My time is my life. If I'm trusting them with my life, there's something wrong with me. And I think that goes for everyone. I think everyone should start to wake up to that a little more. And I think we're going through that somewhat of a revolution when it comes to cryptocurrency. I think it's just going to take a lot longer for some people, and eventually some might get forced. Most people will get forced to figure it out one way or another. That's usually what happens in humanity, right? We don't really do anything until we have pain. And I'd rather not have pain in my life. I'd rather go out and figure things out. We can't avoid pain. It's just part of the duality. There's both sides to it. There's the good times and the bad times. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Just because of the revolution in what's happening with our financial system. Top YouTubers you recommend? Obviously, I watch some Benjamin Cohen. I hadn't watched a lot of it lately because it's once you see the roadmap and you understand it, it's like, okay, that's the goal here. That's the roadmap. I think it's really good to continue watching it if you don't have an understanding of what's going on. And that's kind of what I'm getting to in my videos as well, is just to keep repeating the same thing, because that's what we need to know. I look at my Ethereum or my Bitcoin plan. Bitcoin's at 55,500 now. I look at my Bitcoin plan or my Ethereum plan, just looking at the charts. It's pretty much just do the same thing over and over again. It doesn't change that much. The charts that change are like when you watch the Moon or one of these guys that are just getting you to trade. So they're making a bucket load of money per month off the affiliates on that. And if you can put out more videos, it just shows you different points where people are trading on an hourly chart, a 15-minute chart, a 5-minute chart. That just sends you all haywire. But if you look at it on a long-term basis, like a weekly chart, which is how I set up the Investor Accelerator. Yes, I talk about that education course down below. That takes me so much more time for so less money than what like the Moon does, where he can just make a video talking about a trade, which he may or may not take, and then people go and use the affiliate links to trade on those things. I'm not having a go whatsoever. I think it's a great... Let me just block this person here. Blocked. That's the method that works. There are people that want that. So deliver it. Deliver it to the people. People want that. I'm not having a go at them whatsoever. Him and Crypto Scans, they do the same thing. Look, people want that. They're watching it. They're doing it. It is what it is. Like, If you can see through it and you know what it is, then just don't get sucked into it. It's like there's lessons through life. You know, people have got to learn certain things and then they figure it out and they do the next thing. They evolve and move on. I'm not saying maybe the calls are good too. I don't watch enough of it to see. Who's blocked? We just got rid of someone who was spamming. So yeah, the amount of work that goes into it is massive. Like, I take my hat off to that. That thing is very, very big. They do a lot of work. Coin Bureau does a lot of good research. I don't take the advice from the videos. I just take the research, because I think back to a lot of the videos where, and people asking for it, not his fault whatsoever. Everyone asks, is it a buy now? What do you think a price prediction is? Same deal. Should I buy now? And then you've got to come up with an answer, because people get really pissed. And it's like, that's just my answer for it. And it was like, I watched the Solana one months ago, and he didn't think it would do very well, or maybe it needed some other development into it before it could do anything. And this is when Solana was like $1.50. And I looked at that, I'm like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. He's a reasonable guy. He makes sense. He does a lot of research. That should be the answer. And obviously not, because Solana went from $1.50 to nearly $50. So in terms of the research is great, but then with everyone, and he says at the beginning of the videos, I should have went and done more of my own research. But that's why I just look at it. Okay, look, this is an idea. These are the projects which are hot right now, because you generally make videos on what's hot. You can see what people are talking about all the time. So on top of that, the way I like to do it is actually make what's hot so people watch it, and then I try to add in extra so that people can see what isn't hot, but actually what has a bit more potential. Because generally people are always just commenting on like VET or something that's at an all-time high that's already peaked, and it's not that interesting. Coin Bureau, great for coin descriptions. Yeah, I think so. Regurgitates. I mean, we all regurgitate at the end of the day. Everyone regurgitates. But I take your point. I like Data Dash. He's like an OG from 2017, which has continued to follow his brand. BitBoy, he is like probably one of the hardest workers as well. You can see it in the amount of work that comes out. They hit the SEO, the search engine. They hit the topics people want. They are out there doing work in the field. Yes, a lot of the calls are freaking out there. That gets the views, and it's a fine line. I'll leave it at that. But in terms of the work, can't fault him on work ethic. Boring red shirts rock. I don't think it was that boring, but yeah. I thought I would put one red shirt in my closet. I have gray, blue, and black. Top 3 books. I did that on my Instagram yesterday. I've got just 3 that I'm looking at there. Secret Life of Real Estate and Banking. There's a link to that in the description. The Values Factor, John DeMartini. And a nice quick read is a small Gann book, Learn Before You Lose. Elio Trades. Oh, what am I doing here? I used to watch a little bit, but I can't stand the hype. But he does a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job of blending the words together in some sort of poetry at the beginning of his videos to arouse emotion out of the viewers. And he does, I assume he would do very well at keeping a solid watch time for the viewers. I think he obviously a smart guy as well. Obviously a smart guy. What I've learned in this as well is, even though there's the guys at the top, the bigger channels, I guess mine's 127,000, but I've gone to 127,000 so quick that I almost still feel like a 20 or 30 or 40,000 subscriber. And the guys who, 200, 300, 800,000, there's a lot that goes into it that is behind the scenes. And I'm still doing it all myself, which is probably, to my detriment, but Journey Crypto, yeah. You guys are all mentioning them here. I think he has a team now. He must have a couple of people, but yeah, he is pretty solid in all the stuff he puts together. Very, very solid. He's probably, for a one-man show, or maybe he has a couple there, I think he is the best in the search engine field in cryptocurrency, digital marketing. He said he's had like a decade of experience. And the amount, I don't know who's doing his research, but if he's getting the research done plus running the business, it's all day long. Like, he'd just be working all day. And I'm basically trying to do the same because I absolutely love this. I love being able to come on live and talk with 1,000 people and make the videos, do my trading, exercise. Like, it's a fantastic lifestyle. And in the bull market, you just got to work all the time if that's what you want. Because no one was here last year in 2020. The videos were getting a few hundred views. Maybe if you're one of those big channels, maybe a few thousand views. No one was here in early 2020. 200 subscriber channels are superior. Some of them, yeah. They're few and far between. Workout routine. I've kind of let that, I wouldn't say I've let it slide. I just allow someone else to program for me. Yeah, what did I do today? I did some legs. I do like little CrossFit workouts, some squats. What was today? I don't even remember. Squats. I did a bit of abs, and then like a 10-minute or 15-minute AMRAP type thing, which was a lot of cardio with shoulders. Totally should have bought more. But when would you have sold it? That's the other issue, right? When would you have sold it? From Brisbane, but now live on the Gold Coast. Thank you. We all love Izzy. Full-time into crypto. Now, it's not just, well, it can be trading. Some people look at it in terms of trading. So that means you could trade crypto or Forex or stocks or whatever it is you want to trade. Or you actually mean full-time into crypto and you want to research projects. You want to be part of a team doing research. Maybe you want to be part of some investment group. Maybe you want to be part of the marketing team for a crypto company. I don't know which side you want. Most people think about trading. Most people will fail in trading, which is the sad reality, because 90% of people fail, 95%, 85%. Your chances are really low when it comes to trading, especially leverage. So I'll just look at it to do long term. That's why I flip the probabilities in our favor and do longer term stuff. Look for the major lows, look for the major peaks, buy the major lows, sell the major peaks. That's it. I just keep it so simple. So if you want to get into crypto and not do the trading side of things, then you could go out and email and contact all of these companies that are just getting started. I would say at least 8 to 12 emails per day from all of these DeFi, scam, Ponzi scheme, Binance chain, what else? Just so many different companies. And I might pick a while. You see it. I'll pick one here and there and talk about it. And there's just so many out there that you could probably be a part of the team. Maybe you'll get paid in the token and you'll learn more about cryptocurrency there. And then eventually, maybe you'll go full time into it. Digital asset news. I like his channel. Another OG channel which isn't around anymore, which probably doesn't help you, but he's on Twitter. Is Carter Thomas. I don't remember what his YouTube channel was, and it might still be on YouTube. Carter Thomas was really good. Thanks for not selling out. What would you consider a sellout? That's a good question. Oh, Laura, subscriber meetup on the Goldie. Good idea. I did mention this earlier, and someone got in contact with me and said they were happy to host it at their house. And I'm like, I never really thought about having it at someone else's house. It's like a whole bunch of strangers going to someone's house. Maybe, I see the US guys do it at casinos all the time. They go to Las Vegas. All we have here is the Star Casino, but I don't know if I want to go there. I was thinking to do something physical, like, just something everyone could do. It could be go for a walk. So at least we're not just all sitting around drinking, but I'm not opposed to that either. It could be after that. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. Now do it at the beach. Yeah. All right. I got to put some thought into that. And we'll do something in Australia, I reckon. I reckon that'll be good. I'm trying to devise something now. Think about it. How everyone can get together, because at the moment, all I have you guys is on YouTube. All right. You guys are probably getting sick of me thinking about that. What is the next ETH support? Bitcoin is starting to climb. We've had a little bit of a bounce, getting closer to that 56,000 again. Oh, ETH. Nice rejection, isn't it? Well, I think it's hit some support. There's a minor, on a 4-hour, there's a minor peak at $3,200, and the low at the moment is $3,217. $3,217. Big volume at the moment. Very big volume. Very big volume. That's not nice, is it? So that's the first level. Next level would be, it's kind of like every $100 there's something. But obviously the furthest one down that we had the most time at in the last couple of days is at 2,900, at $2,950 to $3,000 level before we broke out. Joe O says, I have 60K cash. What percentage you recommend investing between ETH and BTC? Should I go full on BTC or half on both, please? All right, so that's something that I've talked about heaps of times, is about what to do. I've got plenty of videos on the channel as well. If you're in that position where you have a bit of money that you want to put in, a chunk, a bit, whatever it is, how to split that up. And I've got a ton of questions you can go through and ask yourself how to create that plan, like what it is that you want, so that you can do that for yourself, rather than just waiting for me to say, okay, 20% here and 80% there. Should I go full on BTC? And I talk about the cycle as well. Like, we're not at the early stages of the bull market now. We could still go 3-4 times up from here, but we've already seen 2,000% gains from the bottom. ETH has been $90, the absolute low, to the current $3,200. What is that in return? I don't know. Something crazy. 3,000%, something crazy. So we're at the the very much later stages of the bull market. I don't know how much 60 grand is to you. I don't know any of your portfolios. 60 grand could be 100% of your cash. It could be 10% of your cash. So that would determine whether you would go full in or not. You're welcome. Any Willy Woo fans here? I think he's great anti-hype dude. He's only on about facts, best insights I've seen so far about how to trade the end of the bull market run. He's not too bad. Hannah, life is boring without children. Sad face, you don't have kids. Doing well. I guess that's for an ETH. I think there was a few calls that didn't have so well, but I mean, that goes with everyone, right? Not everyone gets things 100%, and that's a good thing if they can own up to that. Not really, because I don't really see it as that much of a dip. Like, it's 5%. Yeah. Like, I don't even care for 5% if I get an offer to go to a restaurant for 5% off or whatever it is, you know? I want to see at least 20% off before I'm even tempted to look. I think that goes with the clothes sales as well. I don't give a crap if it's 5% off, 10% off. 20%, I'm like, yeah, that happens quite often. We start getting around 35, 45, 50% off. You're like, this doesn't happen all so often. But then you just want to know, is at the end of the line, you know, are they coming into the next season? Same with trading. Shed built cars. Hey, Jason, how long is the stream going to go for? I've got to get in the roof and do some electrical work, but not want to miss this. Hey, we've been going for 2 hours 15. So you guys go whenever you want. Come back and watch the stream later. Like the video up. We'll go. Come on, get it to 1,000 likes. We're at 840 now, 841. How much longer? I need to go and do some stuff. Oh my God, it's nearly 1 p.m. All right, I can talk and I can chat. So that's probably why a meetup would probably go forever. Uh-oh, is that a good thing? My 6-month-old just fell asleep. My 6-month-old will not go to sleep. Beth had to take her out of the house. She is just resisting sleep. Her scream is so loud. It hurt my ear last night. Just the pitch of it. She found another pitch last night. I have no idea. What is this symbol again? I forget. Please tell me about VET, ADA, and ARP. We looked at ADA in the stream. VET was... No, I haven't done VET. I did Nano yesterday. ARP, I have no idea. I'm sorry. A VET is looking like a peak as well. Thank you. Rupees, Indian rupees. That must be a fair chunk for Indian rupees, no? 1,000. I think we must be 50 to 1. I thought Australia was 50 to 1 AUD. AUD 1 in Indian rupee. Yeah, it's 58 now. That's like a week's salary for an Indian, isn't it? The average. You guys aren't average because you're watching the stream, right? She's teething, screaming relieves her pain. Ah. Yeah, no, she is definitely teething. She's got a new pitch to her. I don't mind doing that now with the new car. I put on the ocean sounds and let her hopefully get her to sleep. Rainy. No, I haven't seen Rainy. It's primed to do 10x, is it? Sounds like financial advice to me. Love the streams. Jumped on this late, so I'll have to watch the beginning. Yeah, you got all the Ethereum stuff in the beginning and some charts, and now we've just been chatting like the last hour. Purchased at 21.75. Should Colby hold or sell? Comment below. Ivan on tech. I find it quite difficult to listen to it's his Swedish accent. It's very rough. I can't, yeah. It's a second language. He's doing well in English. I can't speak a second language. I'm just saying I find it very rough to listen to the Scandinavian accent into English. But he knows what he's talking about in a lot of stuff. He was like legit crypto YouTuber back in 2017. And then he must have teamed up with the Moon and MM Crypto and then just went down that scam, like the spammy path. And I think he's trying to come back to less spammy. I'm just reading some of your comments. Great. You're welcome. Love the channel. New to the community. Appreciate your work. See you next stream. Cheers, John. All 4. Wow. Aaron? So jealous of your Queensland license plate. Are you north or south side? Do you go to any person crypto? No, I don't have any of the meeting meetups. I'm Gold Coast, not Brisbane. I usually refer to north and south side in Brisbane, but I don't really refer to Gold Coast north and south here. North, south side is Brisbane terms, right? Alt season incoming. Thoughts on small caps? Small caps. What are you? My small cap picks at the moment. Geo comes up. Geo's just been heading down, but Odin has been doing okay. That's one of my, honestly, small caps, especially the ones that are priced against ETH quite heavily because they're an ERC20 token, probably going to take a hit as Ethereum continues to go up. So I'm not willing to put that many ETH into a project like that or any projects while ETH is pumping, right? But when the time is right, yes. That's probably one of the main ones that I'm looking at. What else? Yeah, the other the projects that we talked about today, and they're not small caps either. Sol, the Sol ecosystem, Serum is good, Radium, and then the others two that look like good trades, which are not the Sol ecosystem, Aave and AVAX. Graph is another one that I am dollar cost averaging into, and those ones are basically all billion plus projects. Small caps. Small caps. All right. I want something under, I usually like under 20 million for a small cap. It's been a long time on those. Page 7 is under 50 mil. So anything that's 600 or less. Stream just keeps going, doesn't it? $600 or less, we're under 50 million. Navcoin, I think, is an old one. Poker market, someone mentioned earlier, but I'm just like 75% up. I'm sure it's up because it has poker in it. So if you want to play that game, there's another game to play there. That's an old one. Probably another electric vehicle scam token. I have no idea, by the way. All right. I'm just, this is what I'm thinking in my head as I read through the list. That and the reasons why I'm biased against some of these things. I'm like, oh, okay, scam. Bondly has been talked about a bit. I don't know what it's about. Veritasium, no way in hell. That one I did very well off in 2017. I think it ended up being a scam, or I don't know. Did he go to jail? I don't know. Veritasium. Reggie from somewhere. I think he was setting something up in the Caribbean. Reggie. I could be way off with the jail thing. I don't think he went to jail. No. I think the project just got hit hard with some sort of massive fine. Why am I even wasting my time looking at this? It's over. Look at this pump. Yeah. I remember buying it through like these levels and then boom. Where did we go to? $440 from like 40. It was even less than that. I think it was $8 on the back down here at around the ICO. Oh, here you go. That's what I was talking about. The SEC announced that it has obtained a final judgment against the proprietors of very initial coin offering who consented to an injection against anti-fraud provisions. Oh, doesn't sound good, does it? Losses. Where are we at? Tether it all up, that's for sure. Hey. What else is in here? Venus? No, there's so many Venus ones now. Game credits. That never took off. It should have done well, but maybe it went from a couple of million to like 40 million. What's it done? Oh, okay. This was one of those ones from 2017. 3 cents to $6 and dead. Yeah, nothing. Hannah, can you please explain this average long and average short? How many people lose money if they don't cash out? I heard George say he lost 6. Oh, yeah. Easy 6 figures. Well, it depends what you started with. It depends where your portfolio sits at the top of the market. Like I put it into all these projects which were ended up being garbage. Just garbage. They didn't do anything, and they still have their discords. Nothing. Hundreds of thousands, easy 6 figures. Walk down to Burley, walk back and get a coffee at Nectar. That's a good walk, actually. It's like I'm going to do it for the US. It's like a mile down and a mile back. Oh, it's more than that. It's got to be more than a mile. It's like 2K down, 2K back. Only a bit. XRP. The only problem with a walk, like what happens if we have 20 or 30 people? Like it doesn't work on those walkways. It's good for like 2 or 3 people. We're all going to wear like a crypto shirt. GMB. Is it coming up? That's the last one. Mirrored Tesla. You know, where's Mirror at? Mirrored Amazon. Mirrored QQQ. Mirrored Apple. Oh, they're all coming up down here. They've all got tens of $1 million market caps. So Mirror, basically, Mirror Protocol. I think this had a bit of a run lately. 600 million. So it's tokenizing stocks. The $1.60, now it's at $10. So I was at $1 and now it's at 10. Synthetic asset protocol built by Terraform Labs on the Terra blockchain. Decentralized from day one with the on-chain treasury. Binance. Might be an interesting one. That's 600 million. Crypto shirts, I get them from Redbubble. I don't have my own store or anything like that. I just get them off Redbubble. We made it to 2.5 hours, guys. I've enjoyed all of your company, all of your time. It's probably about time we go do something else with our days. Thank you for joining. I got into Sol. I'll do a quick video on Sol, I think, get that out today. I'm going to get another video out at this evening on Invictus Capital. I did an interview with the CEO last week. Essentially, talking with him, I'm going to go through the numbers a bit more, but it looked like their hedge fund did better than, say, the top 20 or at least Bitcoin. So it's kind of like an easy way to hold a bunch of cryptocurrencies because I'm losing my words, 2.5 hours online. They rebalance them every week and get rid of the cryptos which are dropped out of the top 20 and bring in other ones. So they're doing all the selling and the buying, and then you don't have to do the selling and the buying, so you don't have to pay the taxes. So you basically just hold the token, hold the index token, the C20 and C10. So I'll put that video up tonight. It's an interview with Dan, the CEO of Invictus Capital. If you guys know any more about it, let me know. Or you want to know more about it, because I can ask him on another call, another stream. Like it up. We're at 900. Thank you, guys. 2.5 hours of your time, your company. Follow me on Instagram, on Twitter. Yes, Instagram and Twitter. I'll see you over on Instagram and Twitter now, asking your questions, answering them over there. Like the stream up if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Free newsletter down below. Thank you for all of your questions. Thanks, mate. Thanks you very much. Yeah, you get all the likes in. The free newsletter is down below. So drop your email address down there. And once every 2 weeks, you will get an email from us. Go sip on a flat white. I haven't had coffee in 1 week. I have not had coffee in a week. I got my teeth cleaned up. And so I thought I'd do less of the coffee, less of the red wine, less of the Coke, all of that stuff. Cryptos 11. Thank you. Thank you. I see you more than anyone else. Okay. Sounds like you're just locked in a basement if that's the case. So yeah. All right. Cheers, guys. I'll wrap it up. Likes have been fantastic. Until next time, have more fun to get more done.